So yesterday I was up till almost 2 in the morning, working on a whole bunch of, not black paper, but a whole bunch of things. And I just dropped it all on the floor. But basically I was trying to figure out what my purpose is. With a guy who I met yesterday, had an initial half an hour conversation with him. Turns out he's a professor in a university where he helps students understand their purpose. We proper connected straight away, and he was like, look, tonight I'm going to help you figure out your purpose. So I jumped on this call, and we were literally going at it for 2 hours, just so much mental, just backflips. Haven't figured it out yet, but I'm almost there. But there are some nuggets that were able to be distilled from that conversation, which I kind of wanted to share, because I feel like when I share, it gives me more things to think about. So if you care, the next story is in a bit. So here it goes, right? Basically you start off with a massive list of values, right? Like a long list of values on a screen, and you choose the ones that resonate with you the most. Then you distill them, categorize them into 5 categories, and then from those 5 categories you have to choose one that resonates with it the most. So the 5 core values that for me really stood out, and then you have to add a verb to it to make them come to life. So they're not just words, now they've come to life, they've become action. So for me it was to seek challenge, to build connection, choose freedom, embody gratitude, and I wrote become inspiration, but I don't like the word become in this context. There may be there's another word in terms of verb, but those are the ones that stood out to me. Challenge, connection, freedom, inspiration, and gratitude. And then from there, you go on to the next stage. I think I just figured out what the word I want before inspiration is. I wrote uncover. And that's going to be telling for what's to come later. Because you might think inspiration and the word uncover, inspiration wouldn't make sense. But bear with me, trust the process. So one of the philosophies that you have to understand when you're thinking about this stuff, right, is it kind of looks like this. So the heart of it is who I am. So the first step to discovering your purpose, understanding exactly who you are. Then once you've understood who you are, the ripple effect of that is you begin to understand your purpose. And then once you've understood your purpose, then you can understand your impact. So first at your core is who you are, then it's your purpose, and then it's the impact that you have, in that order. And it's like a ripple effect, just like that. So then the next step on this journey is you draw a timeline of your whole life, and you are asked, so from birth all the way to where you are right now, you're asked to highlight 5 moments that really, really stood out to you, where you felt alive, where you felt good or happy, or on the contrary, sad and really hurtful and pain. You have to highlight the key moments in your life that really stand out, and the tip of emotion, the tip of feeling. Really highlight those moments and put them on a timeline. And then once you figure them out, you have to ask yourself, who are you with, what happened, and also connect it back to one of those core values that you had there. So you figure out those moments, and what you realize is there's a common theme. All of the moments in your life where you felt the best is when you were truly embodying those values that really resonated with you at the start. And that was really, really cool. So one of the concepts that this sort of purpose exercise uncovers is that when you feel best in life is when you are doing action that takes you closer and aligns with your core values. And when you feel the worst, and you feel the most lost, and you feel the most disheartened. So it cut out because my mate called me, but look, the point was, the more you align yourself and your actions and everything with the things that are your core values, the better you feel. And the further away you are, the worse you feel. So taking action that aligns with your core values actually makes you feel better. It makes you feel better because you're living on purpose. You get it, you understand who you are, and your actions prove that. For me, one of the things that really stands out is one of my core values was choose freedom. And before I even realized this, on the timeline when he asked me to choose one of my peak moments in my life where I felt most aligned and the best, one of the moments that I highlighted was when I left Heathrow. And I realized now that at the time, the reason why that felt so good is because in that moment I chose freedom, and choosing freedom is one of my core values. Always choose freedom, and that's insane. Like, I said that was a moment in my life which I felt the best, and then only to realize like my core values were aligned with that moment, and that's why it felt so good. Insane. So once you've done that bit, you move on to the next step, which is basically the ikigai in the concept. The ikigai is when you have 4 questions that actually overlap, the answers of which can overlap. What do the people in the world need? What does the world need? What am I good at? What are the skills that I'm good at? What do I love? What do I enjoy? And the last one is, what can you actually do as a job? So what you do is you list out, and you just sort of put just the top of your mind, fill out all of those circles, and you find the things that are most aligned in the middle. And once you've sort of created that landscape of information, that is when you actually start to crystallize it all into a statement, a purpose or impact statement. They call it an impact statement. And the impact statement goes like this. So this impact statement is, I am, and then insert blank here. My purpose is, insert here, and then I dedicate my life to, and then insert something here. So that statement, you keep iterating it. I am what? What am I? Like, who am I? What is it that I do? Am I a connector? Am I a storyteller? Am I an uncoverer? Am I a explorer? Like, what is it that I do? And like, you can use like, but the idea is to keep it succinct. Like, you're not like a fat long sentence. You're just like 2-3 words that really brings it to life. Like, I am a what? And then the next bit is, my purpose is, what is my purpose? And I dedicate my life to what? And the really interesting thing about this is like, look, I am, purpose, action. Because I dedicate my life to is about action. So I am, purpose, and action. Think about that for a moment. And here's the coolest part, right? Once you've put all those things together, look at what you come up with. I am, your purpose, your action. That is your impact statement. Just like that. Your impact statement is, I am. Once you figure out who you are, then you can figure out your purpose, which is the wider circle. That's the second ripple after figuring out who you are. And the last thing is that action, that impact that is created because of that action. So first figure out who you are, and this exercise of all the lists does that. Then we can start moving towards your purpose, and then we think about the action that you create. Just like that. Now here's the final question. If that was interesting to you, because I was talking to the guy who done it for me, and I'm not sure if he actually like does this for public, because he's been doing this like behind the scenes for thousands of people across like all the people that join his university. He's written books about it. He's super like into this stuff. Would it be interesting for you to go through this sort of assessment for yourself? Because I want to ask him if he does it for people, but first I want to gauge is their interest. Like, would you be interested to go through an assessment like this to figure out your purpose? If you are, send me a message. And yeah, we'll gauge it, see if there's interest, and then maybe we can make something happen.